A massive explosion lights up the alien sky. Amidst burning debris, a lone human survivor stumbles through the wreckage. But what awaits him on this hostile planet will change both their worlds forever. When personal sacrifice becomes the only hope for peace between galaxies, could love be humanity's salvation? Watch till the end to discover how one impossible choice can alter the course of history. The cargo ship Aurora shuddered violently as its systems failed one by one. Captain Marcus Hale gripped the controls tightly, his knuckles white against the flashing red emergency lights. Through the viewport, he watched helplessly as the once proud vessel descended uncontrollably toward the mysterious planet Zithris 7. The last transmission from command had been hours ago, a warning about increasing tensions between Earth and the Zytherian Empire. Now, caught in the gravitational pull of this forbidden world, Marcus prepared for impact. The ship's AI calculated survival chances at less than 3%. As alarms blared and sparks flew around the cockpit, Marcus recalled his training and braced for the inevitable crash that would seal his fate among the stars. The descent was chaos incarnate. The ship's hull groaned under the strain of atmospheric entry, heat shields failing as friction turned the exterior into molten metal. Marcus fought to maintain control, but the Aurora was no longer responding. His mind raced through the possibilities: death upon impact, capture by the Zytherians, or perhaps something worse. He thought of Earth, of the family he'd left behind, of the mission that had seemed so routine until now. And then, with a deafening roar, the ship collided with the surface of the planet. Darkness swallowed him whole. When consciousness returned, it came in fragments. Pain radiated through every inch of his body, and the acrid smell of burnt electronics filled the air. The cockpit was unrecognizable, twisted metal and shattered glass forming a jagged tomb. Outside, an alien landscape stretched endlessly, bathed in the eerie glow of twin suns. Strange vegetation swayed in a breeze that carried unfamiliar scents. Marcus knew he couldn't stay here. Survival depended on finding shelter, and fast. But as he stumbled out of the wreckage, he realized he wasn't alone. Shadows moved in the distance, and the sound of footsteps grew louder. Whoever or whatever they were coming for him. Lyria approached cautiously, her luminous skin casting a soft glow in the twilight. She had seen the crash from her observation post atop the crystalline cliffs, and curiosity had driven her to investigate. What she found, a battered human clinging to life amidst the wreckage, was both shocking and compelling. Her people had long viewed humans as aggressive invaders, but this man seemed different. Vulnerable. Broken. Something stirred within her, a mix of compassion and defiance. Helping him would mean risking everything, but leaving him to die felt equally unthinkable. Marcus saw her before the others arrived. At first, he thought she was a hallucination, a figment of his pain-addled mind. Her presence defied logic. Her elongated limbs, shimmering skin, and ethereal beauty seemed more myth than reality. But when she spoke, her voice was steady and clear. "Do not fear," she said in perfect English, though her accent carried a musical quality. "I am Lyria." For a moment, Marcus forgot his predicament, captivated by her presence. Yet instinct kicked in quickly. He reached for his sidearm, only to find it missing. Lyria raised her hands in a gesture of peace. "You are safe with me," she assured him. Her words carried weight, but Marcus remained wary. Why would a Zytherian, a species known for its isolationist policies, risk helping an enemy? Lyria explained that she was the daughter of the High Council leader, a position that afforded her certain privileges and dangers. She had always been fascinated by humanity, secretly studying Earth's broadcasts and marveling at human creativity. Now, face to face with one of them, she felt compelled to act. Together, they made their way to a hidden sanctuary deep within the wilderness, where ancient crystal formations created natural energy barriers that concealed them from detection. Days turned into weeks as Marcus recovered in Lyria's care. The sanctuary was a marvel of nature and technology, blending seamlessly into the alien landscape. Bioluminescent plants illuminated the space, while streams of liquid light flowed between crystalline structures. Lyria tended to his wounds using advanced Cytherian medicine, accelerating his healing process. In return, Marcus shared stories of Earth, its art, music, and philosophy. Their conversations became a bridge between worlds, each learning about the other's culture and struggles. Despite their growing bond, danger loomed constantly. Patrol ships swept overhead, searching for the crashed human vessel. Lyria confessed her fears to Marcus, explaining that discovery would mean death for him and political ruin for her family. Yet neither could deny the connection forming between them. Their stolen moments together became precious treasures, set against the backdrop of gathering storm clouds. One evening, beneath the crystalline canopy that refracted starlight into dancing rainbows, they acknowledged their feelings transcended simple friendship. This revelation terrified them both. Love between their kinds had never occurred, certainly not during times of such diplomatic tension. Yet neither could deny the connection forming between them, strengthened by shared vulnerability and understanding. News of deteriorating relations between Earth and Cytheria reached even their remote hiding place. Military buildups occurred along borders. Skirmishes erupted near disputed territories. Lyria received encrypted messages indicating her father, the High Council leader, considered declaring war after discovering human espionage operations near Cytherian colonies. Marcus recognized code phrases, suggesting Earth forces prepared similar actions. The situation spiraled dangerously out of control, leaving little room for diplomacy or reason. Lyria faced impossible choices. Reveal Marcus's existence to potentially broker peace, or maintain secrecy while watching her world march toward conflict. Meanwhile, Marcus wrestled with guilt over representing a species seemingly bent on conquest, though personally committed to peaceful coexistence. Their discussions grew heated, each trying to convince the other of the best course of action. Yet through it all, their bond remained unbroken. They realized that their relationship, fragile as it was, represented a glimmer of hope in an otherwise bleak scenario. If they could find common ground, perhaps their worlds could too. One fateful night, Lyria arrived visibly shaken. Her normally radiant skin appeared dimmed, eyes clouded with worry. She revealed her father planned to address the council tomorrow, likely announcing mobilization for war. Intelligence suggested Earth forces massed near Cytherian borders, interpreting defensive maneuvers as aggression. Marcus realized time had run out. Continuing silence would doom both civilizations to devastating conflict. Together, they devised a desperate plan. Using knowledge gained from repairing the Aurora systems, combined with Cytherian technology Lyria smuggled from research facilities, they began constructing a communication device capable of reaching Earth directly. Working feverishly against time, they hoped to transmit proof of peaceful intentions before declarations of war became official policy. Progress proved maddeningly slow. Components from human and Cytherian technologies resisted integration, requiring creative solutions neither had attempted before. Sleep became luxury neither could afford as they raced against political deadlines. Tension manifested physically. Marcus developed tremors from stress and inadequate nutrition, while Lyria's bioluminescence fluctuated erratically, indicating extreme emotional strain. Yet determination kept them focused. During brief rests, they discussed what success might mean: potential for unprecedented cultural exchange, scientific collaboration solving problems neither species could alone. Failure meant certain destruction, possibly extinction for one or both civilizations. Each soldered connection, each calibrated frequency brought them closer to either salvation or catastrophe. Finally, after 72 sleepless cycles, their hybrid transmitter powered up successfully. Marcus composed a message combining visual and audio elements, explaining his survival, Lyria's assistance, and urgent need for direct dialogue between leaders. Lyria added authentication codes, verifying her identity and authority to speak for Cytherian peace factions. As they prepared transmission, reality's weight pressed heavily upon them. Success could expose Lyria's treasonous actions, while failure guaranteed disaster. In those final moments before activation, they embraced fully aware this might be their last moment together. Then, with trembling fingers, Marcus initiated the signal that would either unite their worlds or destroy everything they loved. Time seemed to stop as data streamed into the void between stars. Hours stretched into eternity, awaiting response. Both new message travel time depended on relative positions between planets, yet each passing moment felt like years. Suddenly, the device activated with incoming transmission. Earth's high command appeared on screen, faces etched with shock and suspicion. Marcus explained everything: crash circumstances, Lyria's humanitarian aid, impending war threats. Initial hostilities softened slightly when Lyria addressed them directly, presenting documented evidence of Zytherian willingness to negotiate peacefully if given chance. Debate raged visible behind command members, some arguing for immediate military action, others recognizing opportunity to prevent catastrophe. Throughout this, Marcus and Lyria maintained professional facade despite personal stakes involved. Negotiations proved excruciatingly complex. Distrust ran generations deep on both sides, exacerbated by recent provocations. Marcus and Lyria worked tirelessly translating technical jargon and cultural nuances between parties. They highlighted shared challenges: resource management, environmental sustainability, technological advancement limitations. Slowly, grudging respect replaced outright hostility. Breakthrough came unexpectedly when discussing medical technologies. Zytherian healing methods could revolutionize human medicine, while Earth's quantum computing advances offered solutions to Zytherian ecological crises. These practical benefits helped break down ideological barriers. However, progress remained fragile. Hardliners on both sides actively worked to sabotage talks, viewing cooperation as weakness. Each day brought new challenges threatening to derail painstaking efforts. Personal costs mounted alongside diplomatic successes. Lyria faced increasing scrutiny from her own government, forced to invent excuses for absences and suspicious activities. Marcus dealt with accusations of collaboration from Earth officials who questioned his loyalty. Their relationship, once source of strength, now represented potential liability. Yet they persevered, driven by conviction that future generations deserved better than perpetual conflict. During rare private moments, they acknowledged their romance must remain secret indefinitely. Sacrificing personal happiness for greater good tested their resolve repeatedly. Some nights, lying beneath alien constellations, they wondered if anyone would ever understand magnitude of their sacrifice. Still, each sunrise renewed determination to see mission through. Months of negotiations culminated in historic summit arrangements. Both governments agreed to meet aboard neutral space station orbiting distant moon. Preparations required coordinating unprecedented security measures, protocol adaptations, and cultural accommodations. Marcus and Lyria coordinated these details while maintaining careful distance publicly, though hearts ached with unspoken words. Summit Day arrived amidst media frenzy across both worlds. As representatives gathered, tension crackled palpably. Opening ceremonies proceeded without incident, but real work began behind closed doors. Hours turned to days as delegates hammered out terms addressing historical grievances, establishing trade frameworks, and creating joint research initiatives. Progress remained agonizingly slow, setbacks frequent. Yet foundation laid here would determine whether peace proved lasting or merely temporary ceasefire. Final agreement signing ceremony broadcast live to billions across two civilizations. Marcus and Lyria stood separated by formal protocols, though eyes locked occasionally betraying depth of shared experience. Document contents reflected extraordinary compromise, demilitarized zones established, cultural exchange programs launched, joint scientific endeavors funded. Most significantly, permanent diplomatic missions created on both worlds. Applause echoed through chambers as pens touched paper sealing historic accord. Backstage afterward, amidst celebratory chaos, Marcus and Lyria shared brief stolen moment. Words unnecessary, understanding passed silently between them, mission accomplished at tremendous personal cost. Though paths diverged henceforth, legacy of their courage would shape interstellar relations for generations. Years later, Marcus served as Earth's ambassador to Cytherea, honored yet haunted by memories of sacrifices made. Lyria continued advocating peaceful cooperation, respected elder stateswomen despite past controversies. Their story became legend, how personal connection bridged chasm between worlds, proving understanding stronger than fear. Humanity and Cytherians flourished through partnership, achieving breakthroughs neither could alone. Children learned of brave individuals who defied hatred to forge better future. Though separated by duty, Marcus and Lyria occasionally crossed paths at official functions, exchanging meaningful glances acknowledging shared history. Proof that sometimes greatest acts of courage involve setting aside personal desires for greater good. If you enjoyed this tale of interstellar courage and sacrifice, subscribe now for more incredible stories exploring boundaries between worlds and hearts. The summit marked a turning point, but the road to lasting peace remained fraught with challenges. Marcus and Lyria found themselves navigating a delicate balance between their public roles and private emotions. Officially, they communicated through formal channels, their interactions governed by strict protocols designed to maintain neutrality. Yet behind closed doors, their connection deepened, fueled by shared experiences and the weight of their responsibilities. They became confidants, strategists, and though neither would admit it aloud, lovers bound by a mission greater than themselves. The diplomatic process unfolded in stages, each more complex than the last. Trade agreements required reconciling vastly different economic systems. Cultural exchanges demanded sensitivity to deeply ingrained traditions, and joint scientific endeavors necessitated overcoming technological disparities. At every step, Marcus and Lyria acted as intermediaries, translating not just languages but worldviews. Their ability to bridge these gaps stemmed from their personal relationship, a testament to how understanding one another on a human and Cytherian level could foster cooperation. But this dynamic came at a cost. Hardliners on both sides viewed their collaboration with suspicion, accusing them of favoritism or ulterior motives. Rumors spread, painting Marcus as a traitor to Earth and Lyria as a puppet of human interests. Despite the backlash, progress continued. The first joint research project, a fusion reactor combining Cytherian energy matrices with human quantum mechanics, proved successful beyond expectations. News of the breakthrough sparked hope among moderates on both planets, reinforcing the idea that collaboration could yield mutual benefits. However, extremist factions seized upon the achievement as evidence of compromise, weakening their respective societies. Protests erupted in major cities, with some calling for the dissolution of the fledgling alliance. Amidst this turmoil, Marcus and Lyria faced increasing pressure to distance themselves publicly. Yet privately, they clung to their partnership, drawing strength from the knowledge that their efforts were laying the groundwork for a better future. As months passed, the political climate grew increasingly volatile. Assassination attempts targeted key figures involved in the peace process, including Marcus and Lyria. Security measures tightened around them, transforming their lives into something akin to imprisonment. Every movement was monitored, every conversation recorded. Despite these constraints, their resolve never wavered. If anything, the threats only strengthened their determination to see the mission through. One evening, during a rare moment of solitude, Lyria confessed her fears to Marcus. "What if we fail?" she asked, her voice trembling. "What if all this sacrifice leads to nothing?" Marcus took her hands in his, feeling the faint hum of her bioluminescent skin against his palms. "We've already succeeded," he replied. "Not because of treaties or technology, but because we showed our people that coexistence is possible. That's a seed no one can destroy." His words brought tears to her eyes, though whether from relief or sorrow, neither could say. Their bond had evolved into something profound, transcending romantic love to become a shared purpose. They understood now that their story wasn't just about two individuals, it was about what those individuals represented, the potential for unity in a divided universe. This realization gave them courage, even as the risks escalated. When intelligence reports revealed plans for a coordinated attack on Earth's outposts near Cytherian space, Marcus and Lyria worked tirelessly to prevent escalation. Through back-channel communications, they brokered a temporary ceasefire, buying time for cooler heads to prevail. It was a small victory, but one that underscored the importance of their role as peacemakers. The second anniversary of the summit approached, and with it came preparations for a grand celebration. Leaders from both worlds planned to attend, marking the occasion with speeches, exhibitions, and cultural performances. For Marcus and Lyria, it was an opportunity to showcase the tangible results of their efforts. Joint ventures in medicine, agriculture, and engineering had already begun transforming lives on both planets. Children born with previously incurable diseases now thrived thanks to Zytherian healing techniques adapted for human biology. Crops engineered using alien genetics flourished in Earth's harshest climates, alleviating food shortages. And renewable energy solutions developed through combined expertise promised to reduce reliance on dwindling resources. Yet beneath the surface, tensions simmered. Extremist groups on both sides saw the anniversary as a rallying point, organizing protests and spreading propaganda. Some accused Marcus and Lyria of orchestrating a conspiracy to merge their species, erasing cultural identities in the process. Others claimed the alliance prioritized elite interests over ordinary citizens. These accusations gained traction, fueled by misinformation campaigns designed to undermine trust. Determined to counteract the negativity, Marcus and Lyria spearheaded an initiative to highlight grassroots stories of cooperation. They traveled together, under heavy guard, to communities benefiting directly from the partnership. In rural villages and urban centers alike, they listened to people share their experiences. A farmer spoke of doubling his harvest using hybrid seeds. A doctor described saving lives with new treatments. A teacher recounted how students inspired by interstellar exchange programs dreamed of careers in diplomacy or science. These narratives formed the backbone of a multimedia campaign aimed at fostering empathy and dispelling fear. The anniversary event itself was a spectacle unlike any other. Held aboard a massive orbital platform constructed jointly by Earth and Zytheria, it symbolized the pinnacle of their collaboration. Thousands attended, representing diverse backgrounds and professions. As Marcus and Lyria walked side by side during the opening procession, applause echoed through the chamber. Cameras captured their every move, broadcasting the moment to billions across two civilizations. Speeches followed, delivered by leaders from both worlds. Each emphasized the importance of perseverance, acknowledging the sacrifices made along the way. When it was Marcus's turn to speak, he addressed not just the assembled dignitaries, but also the countless viewers watching from afar. 2 years ago, he began, we stood on the brink of war. Today, we stand united, not because we are perfect, but because we chose to be better. His words resonated deeply, earning standing ovations. Lyria spoke next, her voice carrying a note of urgency. Peace is not a destination, she said. It is a journey, one that requires constant vigilance and effort. Let us honor those who have given so much by continuing to build bridges, not walls. Her message struck a chord, reminding everyone present of the stakes involved. The celebration concluded with a breathtaking display of art and music, blending elements from both cultures. Fireworks exploded in synchronized patterns, while holographic projections depicted scenes of cooperation and discovery. For a brief moment, it felt as though the universe itself held its breath, marveling at what had been achieved. In the aftermath of the anniversary, momentum shifted decisively toward peace. Public opinion polls showed growing support for the alliance, particularly among younger generations eager to embrace a brighter future. Educational programs expanded, teaching children about the value of diversity and collaboration. Scientific breakthroughs accelerated, driven by shared goals and pooled resources. Even skeptics began to acknowledge the tangible benefits of cooperation. For Marcus and Lyria, however, personal challenges persisted. Their relationship remained a closely guarded secret, sustained by fleeting encounters and coded messages. The strain of maintaining this facade took its toll, manifesting in sleepless nights and unspoken regrets. Yet neither considered abandoning their mission. They understood that their sacrifices were necessary to protect the fragile peace they had built. One day, while reviewing data from a recent experiment, Marcus noticed something unusual, a pattern in the energy readings that reminded him of Lyria's bioluminescence. Intrigued, he brought it to her attention. Together, they discovered a previously unknown property of Cytherian physiology, the ability to resonate with certain frequencies of light and sound. This revelation opened up new possibilities for medical applications, potentially revolutionizing treatments for neurological disorders. Excited by the implications, they presented their findings to a joint research team, sparking renewed enthusiasm for interdisciplinary exploration. Years passed, and the alliance matured into a robust framework for cooperation. Earth and Cytheria established permanent embassies on each other's planets, staffed by diplomats trained in cross-cultural communication. Trade routes flourished, bringing prosperity to regions once plagued by scarcity. Environmental initiatives reversed decades of ecological damage, restoring balance to fragile ecosystems. And perhaps most significantly, a generation of young people grew up knowing only peace, their imaginations shaped by dreams of interstellar harmony. Marcus and Lyria aged gracefully, their roles evolving alongside the changing times. Marcus served multiple terms as Earth's ambassador to Cytheria, earning widespread respect for his dedication and wisdom. Lyria became a revered elder stateswoman, her advocacy for unity inspiring countless others to follow in her footsteps. Though their paths diverged professionally, their bond endured, sustained by shared memories and unwavering commitment to their cause. Occasionally, they crossed paths at official functions, exchanging subtle smiles that conveyed volumes without words. To outsiders, they appeared merely colleagues, but those who knew them best recognized the depth of their connection. Their story became legend, a tale of courage, sacrifice, and love that transcended boundaries to change the course of history. Decades later, as Marcus lay on his deathbed, surrounded by family and friends, he reflected on a life well lived. His thoughts drifted to Lyria, now long retired, living quietly in her homeland. Though they had not seen each other in years, he felt her presence vividly, as if she were still by his side. He remembered their first meeting amidst the wreckage of the Aurora, the spark of curiosity that had ignited a flame of hope. And he smiled, knowing that their legacy would endure long after they were gone. Lyria, too, thought often of Marcus in her twilight years. She kept a small crystal from their sanctuary, its surface etched with symbols representing their shared journey. On quiet evenings, she would hold it close, recalling the moments that had defined their lives. Together, they had proven that even in the darkest times, light could prevail, if only someone dared to kindle it. Today, their story serves as a reminder that true bravery lies not in conquest or dominance, but in the willingness to reach across divides and forge connections. Humanity and Cytheria continue to thrive, their partnership stronger than ever. And though Marcus and Lyria are no longer here to witness it, their spirit lives on in every handshake, every shared discovery, every act of kindness that bridges worlds. If you've been inspired by this tale of interstellar courage and sacrifice, don't forget to subscribe for more incredible stories exploring the boundaries between worlds and hearts. Your support helps bring these epic journeys to life.